Oh, now, this is a story all about how local soccer media got flipped, turned upside down. And we like to take a minute, so grab a beer so cold, and we'll tell you how we became electric gold. In White House, Tennessee, born and raised on the soccer fields was where we spent most of our days. Reading Mad Magazine and riding our bikes with a known propensity for rocking the mic. Now we're a trio of guys who are getting kinda old, cheering on the boys and gold with every bit of our soul. Screaming our heads off while drinking some beers, hoping to give Cincy and Miami something to fear. Now Evan, John and Ryan are kicking the facts about Nashville SC, and they'll never come whack. If anything, we can say the show is rare. Acoustic blue and electric gold, the only colors we wear. We pull up the Goaties about 7:38, and we yell to the refs, yo home, smell you later. We look at the castle, we feeling so bold. We sit on our thrones, we're electric gold.
Hello everybody. Our voices are a little bit hoarse, and we're a little bit worse for wear. It's the day after Nashville SC's game against Orlando, and boy, our spirits are high. I'm Ryan, I'm with John and Evan, and this is Electric Gold, and I'm so happy to be here talking to everybody. Guys, how are you doing today?
Higher than a kite. Floating on cloud nine all day, man.
Never better. Never better.
Never in the history of the world have you been better than right now.
Right now.
The days my kids were born compared nothing to this day.
Wonderful. Well, we certainly have a lot to be happy about. Last night, guys, was just an incredible game, just a barn burner, and we had a lot of fun. All of us were in attendance, and we're screaming our full heads off. And we'll talk about all of that. But first, most importantly, I want to know what you're drinking this evening as we discuss. So, Evan, what are you having tonight?
All right. Well, guys, tonight I am having the Porch Rocker by Sam Adams. This is a beer that's based on a Bavarian Radler, which I have just learned is a beer and lemonade mix. So it's perfect for this one last hot summer day here before the cool spell arrives. But the term Radler, did you know, originates with a drink called Radler Moss. Okay, so John, I know you're our German expert, but I'm going to give it a try tonight. Radler Moss, literally translated, means cyclist leader. And that was originally created by innkeeper Franz Kugler in a small town named Deisenhofen, just outside of Munich. So during the great cycling boom of the Roaring '20s, Kugler created a bicycle trail from Munich through the woods, which led directly to his drinking establishment. And on a beautiful day in June in 1922, a reported 13,000 cyclists rode the trail and crashed Kugler's party. So he was running out of beer fast, and his solution was to blend it half and half with a lemon soda that he could never seem to get rid of. And
Genius.
The rest is history. So that is the origin of the Bavarian Radler, or what we call around here a shandy.
Wow.
Man, that is awesome. I didn't know any of that.
It was an incredibly informative story about what you're drinking tonight. And I will say, I wish more breweries would take the marketing approach of only paving trails to their brewery, bicycle trails, and no other way to get there. And the only way you can get there is by bike. That would be really cool. We need a couple of those in Nashville.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
John, do you have any enlightening stories about what you're drinking this evening?
I got nothing like that. And can we just say, is there any other team-specific MLS podcast that is going to get you information like that? I don't think so.
I doubt it. Highly doubt it. Not only are we talking soccer, but we're incredibly educational at the same time. It's like PBS, but with drinking and soccer.
Which makes it 10 times better right away.
Exactly.
It's what it was always missing, really. Boys, I am drinking today a Juice Box Wizard, a juicy IPA from the Tailgate Brewery Company right here in Nashville, Tennessee. I love Tailgate. We all love Tailgate. They always come up with the goods. This one is another hit. This one, it's got some tangerine, some white peach, lime aromas. It's a soft IPA with a balanced bitterness leading to bright flavors of pink grapefruit, stone fruit, and hints of guava and raspberry. All that to say, if you like IPAs, this is about as good as it gets. And, of course, I had to drink something magical because Nashville SC was magical last night.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Well, I am having from our good friends down in Louisiana at the Abita Brewing Company, I'm having their strawberry lager. This is a pretty standard crisp lager flavor. It's made with Pilsner and wheat malts, and then also mixed with local Louisiana grown strawberries. So it's got sort of a light golden color, with subtle haze to it. It's not too fruity. You would think something that's advertised very boldly on the label as strawberry lager, that it's going to have a real strong fruity taste, and it's not too bad. There's definitely more beer in this than there is fruit, and that's the way I like it. So it's not overpowering at all, just a hint of it. Delicious. Again, another great summer beer, and I'm just really happy to be drinking it here with you guys and talking about a Nashville SC win. So cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, I know we're all excited to dig into this one. This is the week in review. Reeling from an extended road trip that saw them lose all 3 games, Nashville SC were eager to return back to the friendly confines of Geodis Park this past weekend. Their foe for the home return was Orlando City FC. In recent weeks, Orlando has been about as hot as any MLS team, having won 4 straight league competitions and netting 2 wins and 2 draws in League's Cup play. Orlando has also pulled even with Nashville in the Eastern Conference standings, each with 47 points. Nashville was barely holding on to third place in the East as a result of goal differential. Orlando also entered the game tied with Miami for the most goals scored in the MLS this season with 53. Nashville entered the game still missing their veteran left back Dan Lovitz. So Coach BJ Callahan turned to a familiar face on the bench who's always ready, none other than 24-hour Josh Bauer, who started in Lovitz's place. There were other interesting changes to the starting lineup as well. Gaston Brugman got the call in the midfield instead of Eddie Tagseth. Jacob Shaffelburg once again got the nod in the right winger spot. And Captain Walker Zimmerman returned to the starting lineup after a recent injury, while Jack Maher moved to the bench. Alex Will also returned to the starting lineup after a 1-game suspension for yellow card accumulation. And one other notable lineup observation: Tyler Boyd was available for duty for the first time this season and the first time since his torn ACL injury last July. On the other hand, Orlando entered the match, juggling League's Cup obligations with regular season needs, having just played a League's Cup game this past week and another looming on Wednesday versus Inter Miami. Therefore, several starters, including their MVP candidate Martin Ojeda, did not play. The lineup shakeup and the home field advantage must have been a jolt for the boys in gold because they came out aggressive from the start. In the 3rd minute, Hany Mukhtar sent a perfectly timed ball through the center of the field where a charging Sam Surridge narrowly avoided an offsides call and found himself alone versus the keeper. A gentle touch beat Orlando's goalie, and Surridge's goal gave Nashville the early lead. NSC continued their aggressive form throughout the first half. In the 17th minute, 24-hour Bauer served a throw-in across the front of Orlando's goal. Mukhtar captured the ball and smashed it into the top right corner of the goal, giving Nashville the 2-0 lead. And the former MVP wasn't done. In the 40th minute, Jacob Shaffelburg drove up the right side of the pitch and crossed a beautiful service to Mukhtar, who one-touched the ball out of the air for a commanding strike into the lower right corner of the goal this time. And just like that, Nashville was up 3-0. But wait, there's more. The half wasn't over, and Sam Surridge said, "Anything Hany can do, I can do too." In minute 43, Jason Palacios lobbed a free kick to Shaffelburg on the right side, who navigated past his defender and once again dropped a lovely cross in front of the goal. This time, Surridge was the recipient, and his header left no doubt. The score gave Nashville a 4-0 lead at halftime, and the boys in gold were cruising. The second half didn't have the same amount of fireworks, and the pace of the game slowed, but NSC continued to control the match. Orlando did pull a goal back in the 74th minute thanks to a nifty strike by Luis Muriel, but 7 minutes later, Muriel was sent off for making contact with Ahmed Qasim's face during a dead ball. And so with a man advantage, Nashville put a cherry on top. Hany Mukhtar's corner kick went to a lurking Josh Bauer outside of the box, who dropped a perfect pass over to Palacios on the left side. Palacios headed the ball in with authority. Nashville completed the evening with a 5-1 victory, holding off Orlando in the standings and keeping pace with the conference leaders Cincinnati and Philadelphia. You may not realize, but Nashville's star duo of Mukhtar and Surridge made some history in the match as well. With his brace, Surridge regained the Golden Boot lead over Lionel Messi, and he became just the second NSC player to net 20 goals in a season, the other being Mukhtar in his MVP and Golden Boot season of 2022. And Mukhtar, for his part, made some MLS history, becoming just the fourth player in league history to record at least 10 assists in 5 consecutive seasons.
Wow.
Further building his resume as one of the greatest MLS players of all time. So guys, there you have it. The team had been down for several weeks. It was a rough slog through most of August, losing 3 in a row. But boy, they came back in commanding style last night. And as I've been reflecting over the past 24 hours about this game, the thing that immediately comes to mind that I'm reminded of is, of course, the campaign of Simón Bolívar.
Obviously.
His efforts for independence in Venezuela in the early 19th century. You guys, I'm sure, remember that back in 1810, many of Venezuela's elites were inspired by Napoleon's invasion of Spain at the time, and they decided that they wanted independence from Spain, and Bolívar quickly emerged as the fiery voice for liberation. And he helped push for Venezuelan independence, but the new republic was weak, divided internally, lacking supplies, hammered by a devastating earthquake. So Spanish royalists were able to crush the republic, forcing Bolívar into exile, his first loss. And then he returned with a small army and marched triumphantly into Caracas, declaring the Second Republic of Venezuela. He was hailed as El Libertador, yet his hardline war-to-the-death decree alienated moderates. So by 1814, royalists had unleashed brutal counterattacks, and the republic collapsed again, and Bolívar fled to New Granada, which is modern Colombia, his second loss. And then he tried to rally support in New Granada, but he faced political squabbling when the Spanish general Pablo Murillo launched a massive reconquest of South America in 1815. Bolívar had no choice but to escape to Jamaica. He was at this point a failed revolutionary in exile, mocked by enemies, doubted by allies, and with 3 losses in a row. But he wasn't done. Not by a long shot. Bolívar found unlikely salvation in none other than Haiti in 1816, where President Alexandre Pétion gave him weapons, ships, and soldiers on the condition that Bolívar abolished slavery in the liberated lands. So that support gave Bolívar really his 4th chance. And with that Haitian aid, he landed in Venezuela. He established a base in the Orinoco Plains. He built alliances with other local leaders and slowly won the loyalty of the hardened cavalry. And still, Spanish forces remained dominant, and it looked like he was going to be unsuccessful. So he realized he couldn't just win in Venezuela alone. So instead, he devised a daring plan, marching his army over the Andes Mountains and into New Granada, again, modern Colombia, where the Spanish defenses were weaker. He led about 2,500 men through freezing mountain passes at altitudes over 13,000 feet. Many of them died from exposure and hunger and exhaustion, but the survivors made it through, and the Spanish never expected an invasion from that direction. So the ragged army was able to surprise and crush the Spanish at the Battle of Boyaca. You guys remember that.
Oh, yeah.
He seized Bogota, and this stunning victory liberated New Granada and gave Bolívar the resources and the first permanent success of his long struggle. After that, He was rejuvenated. He had what he needed to conduct campaigns back into Venezuela. And by 1821, he had assembled a formidable force, decisively defeating the Spanish forces. He secured Caracas and liberated Venezuela. And then he marched south and liberated modern Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia. And Bolivar became basically the leader of all of these new republics. He was president of all of them, and also Panama as well. Eventually, they all broke into their own individual republics and went their own separate ways. But it just goes to show you, he had mounting losses, one after the next. He did not give up. He was resourceful, new strategy, and he was able to finally get the outcome he had been seeking for so many decades. And Nashville SC persevered through a lot of challenges that they had to overcome in the past several weeks. You know, a lot of disappointments that they haven't lost sight of the end goal, guys. And here we are with a massive victory against another Eastern Conference rival. So I'd love to get your thoughts on this, on where Nashville sits on the game last night, anything that you learned, just the whole shebang. John, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are I have constantly compared BJ Callahan over the years to Hugo Chavez. And now I know why, because he is leading his own Bolivarian revolution.
That's right.
Just like Hugo did. And yeah, last night was amazing. So much fun to watch this team in full force. And here's what I'll tell you that I learned. If you, and I'm talking to you, all 29 other opposing MLS teams, come into Geodis Park thinking you're going to waltz to victory, you're going to get your ass handed to you by this team. We're going to take you apart. You have an MVP candidate and you sit him on the bench, you're going to lose. You're going to get your ass beat. Because this team and this stadium and this town is unbeatable, really unplayable on our day. Combine that now with the Jorts. Come on.
Oh.
So we played 2 home games in the Jorts, right? And 3-0 against Columbus, 5-1 against Orlando. They might have been the 2 best games we've played ever. I think the Jorts are to stay at home. Don't wear them on the road.
There's some magic in those jorts.
There are. They're beautiful jorts. They're Nashville to the core. So, yeah, we stay on the jorts is what I say at home.
Love it. Evan, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are, had I not had this gap in my education, had I known this history involving Simón Bolívar, I probably wouldn't have been so down on NSC. So I'm going to blame the public education system on my doubting and my negative thoughts about this 3-game losing streak prior to last night. And so I'm just going to unlearn those 3 games and revel in what we saw last night, which is that our boys are back, right? Sam finishing his chances, Hany pulling the strings, Schaff being that third contributor there, getting an assist, 1 assist or more than 1 assist last night.
2 assists.
2. Schaff.
2 assists.
Okay. 2 assists for Schaff last night. No goals, but hey, he had a great game. And then everybody else doing their part. Oh, I just feel so much better about it. And like you said, John, on our day, there's nobody that can beat us, definitely in Geodis Park. And if we will just stick to what works for us on the road, we're going to be tough to beat again going down the stretch.
For sure. And you look at our record at home, we are 10 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. Philly has 10, 1, and 4. So they're right there with us. And then over in the West, I guess Seattle has 7 wins and 1 loss and 4 draws. But man, the Castle, it is truly a castle at this point. It is impervious. We've built a moat around this thing, and no attacking forces are going to get anywhere near us when we're playing at home. Now, if only we could carry that type of energy and success on the road, then we'd really have something. But I'm not going to complain. It was a great night, and I'm just happy to be celebrating an incredible win, an incredible performance by the team. And with that, I think it's time we really hone in on maybe some of the best things that we saw this past week, and particularly last night at the game. So let's do it. It's oh, hell yeah. Evan, we will start with you. What's your oh, hell yeah for this week?
Oh my gosh, there are so many to choose from, but I'm just going to go with the obvious one, the double brace. 2 for Sam, 2 for Hany. When those guys are cooking, when they're linking up as they did on that first one, can you imagine a more formidable duo in this league? No, I can't. So our talisman, Hany, our golden boot leader, Sam, cooking, all hell yeah, 2 goals each. Guys, we are unstoppable when those guys are on fire.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. I can't remember Hany Mukhtar having a better game, even though the hat tricks and whatnot. To me, he looked incredible last night. He was all over the pitch.
He was definitely feeling it.
I don't see a blade of grass he didn't cover, and he was just all over the place, and he feeding them through balls, perfect passing, such energy. He is the MVP in this league.
Yeah, there was a confidence in his touches, a swagger in his touches and his step overs and things last night that we haven't seen in quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. So let's look at what does the MVP race look like right now for the MLS. Probably you're going to say Messi's probably the favorite at this point. He's got 18 goals. No, is that right? 19 goals this season.
Yeah,
19 goals.
19, yeah.
Of course, Miami's played a couple less games than everybody else. And he's also, I think, got 9 or 10 assists. You've also got Dreyer from San Diego.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
got 27 goal contributions, I believe, this year. Evander in Cincinnati has been playing great. And he's, I think, got around 15 goals, 8 assists or whatever. Ojeda, who didn't play last night for Orlando, but he's got 32 goal contributions, I think, equal amounts of goals and assists. And then Pep Beal in Charlotte is also probably in the conversation. But Hany, some of it is not reflected in the stats. Where would we be without Hany Mukhtar? I just don't know that. I don't know how you say anyone. Maybe Messi. I don't see how anyone's more important to their team than Hany is.
I'm telling you, without Hany Mukhtar, we wouldn't feel like doing a podcast every week.
It's a great point.
Right.
It's a great point. He's got 25 goal contributions, so not as involved as some of these other guys in terms of directly contributing to scoring, but man, he's doing all the little things and directing traffic. And from an offensive standpoint, I just think that he's so incredibly valuable. He's also got the most shots on target in the league. So he's creating more pressure than any other player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he's been fantastic. And you could make the case. I don't know if people would agree with you or not, but you could make the case that he's having a better season this year than his MVP season. It's right up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'll put it there.
Well, John, I'm sure you've got an all hell yeah to share with us as well. What do you got?
I got 1 or 2 or 9 or 10. I will go with our Canadian goose, Jacob Shaffelburg. All year long, we've criticized him, and I think he earned it because it didn't look like he was going to fit in with BJ Callahan's system.
Right.
But these last 2 games, playing on that right side as an inverted winger, guys, was that Mo Salah out there last night, or was it Jacob Shaffelburg?
Right.
He was that good to me, like especially the first half. Obviously, with him, he fades after 60 minutes, and BJ saw it and made the change last night. We have that depth to use. We got Perez, who's here to stay.
Yes.
Almost a mini all hell yeah for
Correct.
that.
Yeah, really.
So, all hell yeah, Jacob Shaffelburg. I don't know if you've heard the criticism out there, but you're stuffing it in our faces, and I could not be happier about it. These last 2 games, he has really shown up.
Those 2 assists were beauties, guys. I mean, perfectly placed.
They really were.
Perfectly placed.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we've seen him contribute in that kind of way a whole lot. It's usually been, he's been trying to score, but assisting, he did a great job. Nothing but praise for him for the past 2 games. I think he's done really well. Guys, normally at this point, we would move on to the things that we didn't like from this past week, the all hell no's, but we are cutting that straight out because it was such a great evening.
Get out of here!
Screw all hell no. It's nothing but all hell yes. It was just such a great evening. And so we're just going to move right along because we've got a lot of favorite things to cover. And we did a lot of scoring last night. Guess how many goals the team is up to for the season? Any idea?
They were 49, aren't we?
We have 49 goals.
Yeah,
Oh my
boys.
goodness.
We are but one mere goal away from the objective of 50 in a season. So 6 games to go. That's looking really likely now after that offensive explosion last night. So we've got favorite things. We've got 5 that we need to share. And I think that it is my turn first to share one of my favorite things. So guys, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight. My favorite thing, one of my favorite things of my life are Jim Henson's Muppets. I don't know if you guys feel this way. They
Absolutely.
were a major influence on me as a person and, my comedic sensibilities. I loved watching the Muppets growing up. They were, originally created, of course, by Jim Henson back in actually the 1950s, if you can believe that it goes all the way back to the 50s. When he was 19 years old, Jim Henson created a 5-minute puppet show for local television called Sam and Friends. Sam was a sock puppet that basically was an early incarnation of Kermit the Frog, and he began doing local commercials with these puppets. And then they became regulars in the early 60s on the Today Show and then on Ed Sullivan's show. Henson moved to New York City and started doing more television appearances. They eventually created Sesame Street in 1969 and made that just a permanent fixture in households all across America with Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch and all those guys. And then the Muppets started to appear regularly on the Flip Wilson show. And then they even did a sketch on Saturday Night Live called Land of Gorch. Not sure if you guys remember that. It was a regular repeating sketch there. In 1971, they aired a television special that was a retelling of the old fairy tale, The Frog Prince. And it was narrated by Kermit and starred his nephew, Robin the Frog, as the titular character. But then, more importantly, 1975 is when they created 2 pilots for a variety television show. The first one was Muppet Show Valentine's Special. And the second pilot was called The Muppet Show Sex and Violence. I'm not lying.
What?
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
That was the title. And this is the 70s, which was a gritty time in American film. And so the Muppets were basically making fun of all the sex and violence that was in films at the time. The pilots were a hit, so they got the Muppet Show television show, which started the next year and went on for several years. Had a number of different high-level A-list celebrities that guest starred. They did the Muppet movie in 1979, one of the greatest films of all time, in my opinion.
So good.
It really,
For sure.
an incredible film. And they followed that up with a number of films through the 80s, The Great Muppet Caper, Muppets Take Manhattan, and so on. The legacy is long. Most everybody knows the Muppets. When you mention any of the, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie the Bear, Gonzo the Great, people know these characters. They're intertwined with American culture, and they continue to pop up every decade or so. A new incarnation comes along and entertains a new generation. So one of my favorite things, I love the Muppets. I'm so glad we have them in our lives, that we grew up in the time that we did, that we could enjoy their golden age. And so I just wanted to share that tonight. The Muppets, there you go.
I love it. Would you not say that we are the Statler and Waldorf of NSC media?
That's a great one. That's a great. Maybe you guys are Statler and Waldorf, and maybe I'm like Sam the Eagle. I don't know.
Love it. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Evan, I'm going to pass the baton to you because it's time for one of your favorite things.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to tell you about one of my very favorite other podcasts. Obviously, this is my favorite, but maybe my second favorite podcast in the world, guys, is called A History of Rock Music in 500 Songs. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it is done by a guy named Andrew Hickey. He is a music historian who is absolutely meticulous in his research. His podcasts only come out maybe like once every, 2-3 weeks at best. And that's because he reads multiple books and digests them for each podcast episode. And he is telling essentially the history of American music from 1938, I think, to pretty much present day, one song at a time. And he has a real knack for weaving social context and biographies and even sonic details into each episode. I think the episode that just came out, episode maybe one or song 180 out of the 500, is Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin. So he's already 180 songs in, and he's only gotten to Led Zeppelin's first album. So that tells you how meticulous and methodical he is. But he is so good. Each installment focuses on a single song, like I said, delivering deep analysis of its creation, cultural backdrop, production, and influence. They're released, like I said, about, once or twice a month. You're going to get rich storytelling, diverse selection. He's talking about blues and jazz and country on his way to rock and roll. Seriously, it's one of the best podcasts I've ever heard. Some podcasts I'm subscribed to, when a new episode drops, I look at it and I think, I'll probably listen to that one. Or I'll think, I'm not going to listen to that one and delete that one. When a new episode of History of Rock and 500 Songs drops, I drop everything and I'm listening to that, and I'm going to listen to that episode before I listen to anything else. And so anyway, just wanted to share that. If you aren't already aware of that or subscribed and listening to that, really consider it. If you like music history, it's really good.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
You've sparked my interest. So just as you've been talking, I've pulled it up here to subscribe, and scrolling back at the episode history, the first episode debuted in October of 2018. And he's only 180 songs in. So that's 7 years that it has taken him to get that far. So he's going to be at least going until around 2033, 2034, maybe longer. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Like, this is his life's work. I'm not kidding you. This is his life's work, and he is outstanding at it.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I'm already subscribed. Now I'm going to have to go back and listen to every episode. I've got a lot of listening to do.
Yeah.
John, Hany's second goal came in the 40th minute, and that is the moment where you got to share one of your favorite things. So we turn to you now. What have you got for us?
I got something for you. I'm going to ask a question to start off, you guys. And my question is, does humor belong in music?
Definitely.
I think the three of us would agree that it does, because we have stupid songs that we play on our podcast all the time.
Yes.
That's not a question pulled out of thin air. That is a question that Frank Zappa famously asked.
Oh.
Zappa's not going to be my favorite thing.
Oh.
I do love some Zappa. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I do love some Zappa. I don't really think a lot of it's that funny, though. I think it's better. I think it's better musically than comedically. But I do love comedic music overall. I love a lot of comedic music. I love The Lonely Island.
Yep.
Andy Samberg's crew from Saturday Night Live. Man, I love so much comedic music. I'm about to see a band next weekend called The Darkness. They're pretty funny guys. They have a ridiculous sense of humor. But I'm getting to my true favorite thing, and this is my favorite thing for this episode. He's coming to town September 20th to Nashville. 3 words, boys. Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh.
Wow.
I can't believe we've gotten this far without me saying how much I love Weird Al Yankovic. I think he is possibly the only true American genius alive right now. Wow. I love the guy, and I don't know how anyone can't love the guy. He's such a good-hearted but funny as shit dude.
Yes.
His songs are famous, of course. A lot of us know Eat It better than we know a lot of songs that his version better than the original versions. We know Amish Paradise. We know White and Nerdy. So many hits over the years, and he's just a constant hit maker. I cannot wait to go see him. This will be my 3rd time watching him, but it's the first time we're taking our oldest son to go see Weird Al. Me and my wife from the beginning have said, all right, we're going to make our kids Weird Al fans. That was like a cornerstone of our parenting philosophy. If they can appreciate Weird Al, they can appreciate all comedy. Honestly, if this already isn't a movement, I would like to make it start happening today. I want to see Weird Al play the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a genius idea.
That would be amazing.
I can't imagine anything that would bring our country together quicker than a Weird Al Super Bowl halftime show.
Wow.
Everybody loves Weird Al.
There's two people that everybody loves. It's Dolly Parton and Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes.
That's
Dolly
it.
Parton and Weird Al. I know. So make it happen, NFL.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this campaign right now. But no, I absolutely love Weird Al Yankovic. He's my hero in life, basically. I cannot wait to go see him. You know, I'm even talk about my favorite song of his is not an actual song parody, because, you know, most of the ones we know are parodies of individual songs. But he also does originals that are kind of parodies in the style of a particular artist. My favorite song is Albuquerque. Do you guys know Albuquerque?
No.
It is 11 and a half minutes long. And it's in the style of kind of like Mojo Nixon or George Thorogood, kind of like a long, shaggy dog story. It is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. He keeps rambling on this story, and it just keeps growing and growing. It's like a guy who has to get back to Albuquerque. Along the way, he goes into a donut store and asks for like 50 different kinds of donuts, and they don't have them. And it just keeps making it longer and longer and longer. And then eventually he just forgets where he is in the middle of the song and restarts the song. Watching it live is even more amazing because the live conversion can go 15 or 20 minutes, and you're either there or you're not. You're either on board with Weird Al or it's like, oh boy, this is a stone too far. But Albuquerque rules. All the songs rule. He does his concerts. He does the whole wardrobe changes. He changes into every character from all the videos. He's a legend. I love Weird Al.
He is a legend. He should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If anyone deserves it, he does.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mention a couple other things. One of my favorite things that Weird Al does are his polka medleys. Love those.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good. Yeah. So good at that stuff.
He's one of the most accomplished accordionists in the world.
He really is.
He's really good.
And then one other final thing I'll just say about Weird Al is that the movie UHF is highly underrated.
Absolutely legendary.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic pick. Now we're moving on because we aren't done yet, folks. We have more favorite things to share. The team scored 5 goals last night, so I've got to share one now for Sam Surridge's second goal, and I'm going to turn my attention to my favorite director, my favorite film director. He's a controversial figure to some degree, but I just adore the films of Stanley Kubrick, a legend of cinema. Let me just run down. He didn't make a lot of films over his career. His first film was in 1952, Fear and Desire. That's a movie he largely ignores and basically said he doesn't want any association with. But from then until his death in 1999, he only made, I think, maybe 13 movies. Let me just read them off to you. So we have Fear and Desire and Killer's Kiss and The Killing. And then he started to get to where he could do more famous movies or studio efforts that you're going to recognize. So first collaboration with Kirk Douglas, which was Paths of Glory in 1957. And then he rattled off the following: Spartacus, Lolita, Dr. Strangelove, 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and Eyes Wide Shut. No director has ever had a run like that of just classic after classic after classic. Those movies are incredible. And Kubrick, he could be a perfectionist. He could be domineering. Some would say that his methods could even be a little bit abusive on set. And I'm not going to disagree with that necessarily. But man, the finished product that he was able to come up with was just amazing. And just to kind of like illustrate some of his perfectionism, one shot in The Shining, the baseball bat confrontation with Jack Nicholson, they shot 127 takes.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And then there was another scene, I think, in The Shining where he made Scatman Carruthers do 148 takes. And then Scatman Carruthers broke down crying because he just couldn't handle it anymore. And it was only a scene where he like walks across the room and he says like 1 or 2 lines and that's it.
Oh,
I wouldn't be crying. I'd be choking a bit.
Yeah. he had his team take over 10,000 photographs of Irish landscapes just to decide where to shoot Barry Lyndon. He also had them acquire these special NASA-designed camera lenses so he could film the movie by candlelight and light everything the same way of the time period that the movie takes place. He read over 200 books on nuclear strategy to prep for filming Dr. Strangelove. He tricked his actors constantly. Like, he told the young actor playing Danny in The Shining that it was a family drama to hide him from the fact that it was a horror film. And he didn't learn until years later what he had actually participated in.
Oh my God.
He had hundreds of outfits for the extras in Spartacus, and sometimes he would reject entire sets of costumes, making the production create hundreds of new ones just to get the right shade of cloth. Of course, there's the persistent conspiracy theory that he actually filmed the Apollo 11 moon landings, partially because of how real 2001 looked.
Right.
And supposedly there are Easter eggs all throughout other movies, especially The Shining, which keeps the myth alive. There's even documentaries about the possibility that he shot the moon landings. So that's a whole other rabbit hole you can go down. He banned all chairs from the set of The Shining so that people would look more worn out and exhausted and stressed. So you couldn't sit down for like 12-hour days. On the set of Dr. Strangelove, on the general's desks, he made every single binder and folder and documents actually be real typed reports and memos. So even though it would never be on camera, just so that it would immerse the actors more realistically and authentically within the scene. And similarly, on 2001 A Space Odyssey, he had the set designers label and print realistic instruction manuals for every fake button in the spaceship.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's bonkers, man.
Eyes Wide Shut holds the record for the longest continuous film shoot, 400 days. There was one scene in particular where Tom Cruise had to walk through a doorway 95 times to get a single shot.
Imagine. Imagine, man.
It sounds like he probably wouldn't be the most fun guy to work with, but boy, he strived for excellence and he sure did achieve it. So that's my favorite director. And my final contribution to our favorite things this evening, Stanley Kubrick. There you go.
So good.
All right, Evan, let's round things out with Palacios's goal and your last favorite thing. What have you got for us?
Okay, well, here goes, and might even get a little bit of participation from you guys on this one. My second favorite thing for the night is the television show Jeopardy! Guys,
yes.
I love to watch Jeopardy, and I have for so long. So throughout your life, you just have these like anchors, right? These cultural anchors. And Jeopardy, that little half-hour game show, is totally one of mine. And to this day, I still love to come home from work and maybe start cooking dinner or whatever. And at 5 o'clock, make sure that I get it on before so I can hear those very first few notes, of the opening theme song. And so, of course, everybody knows about Jeopardy! I don't have to tell you too much. It was created by Merv Griffin back in 1964, but rebooted in 84 with the host Alex Trebek. Everyone loves and loved Alex Trebek until his untimely passing in 2020, taken over here recently by Ken Jennings. You've got the 6 categories and the 5 clues each, and you've got the Jeopardy and double Jeopardy clues where they can bid those extra wagers and everything. And there's a strategy.
Oh, very much.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just knowing trivia. There's a strategy in how you play the game, how you select the questions, how you bid, all of that sort of thing. And I don't know. I just love it. So anyway, here's the participation. Okay, guys, I have a Jeopardy question for you. All right.
All right.
You don't have a buzzer, so you're just going to have to speak up.
Shout loud.
Shout loud. Don't forget to phrase your answer in the form of a question. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. This person holds the record for the longest win streak in Jeopardy history at 74 games.
Bing.
Wow, that was so close.
Who is Ken Jennings?
There it is. There it is. It is Ken Jennings. Anyway, Guys, I love Jeopardy. I know you do too.
Yeah.
Feel free to add anything to that you would like, but otherwise, that's my second favorite thing for the night. One of my favorite things of all time.
I'm going to have to brag about myself.
Do it.
Please. That's what this podcast is for, right? Isn't that what?
Actually, I know. What else do we have to say? So I actually was on the candidate list to be on actual Jeopardy throughout the entirety of 2024. I didn't get called. And I've been trying out for like 10 years now because you start off taking an online test, then they might call you. You never know what you did on them. You never know if you got the questions right. And then sometime they'll email you. There's a second test where you do the same thing. You answer 50 questions, but you do it with somebody watching you. So you can't, there's no cheating involved.
Yeah.
Then there's a third test, which is an actual game, like a mock game with one of the producers of the show being the fake host. And you are competing against real people that also could end up being on the show. In fact, someone that I was in a mock game with ended up on the show.
Oh.
So I was on the list after that third test, and then you just never know how many people were on the test. Unfortunately, the year that I was on the list was the year of the writer's strike. So they didn't do as many new episodes that year as they normally do. So once again, this year, once you're off the list, you have to start from the beginning again, like the online test. And currently, I am awaiting my email for the third part of the sequence. Starting over.
Yeah.
So keep your fingers crossed out there, Electric Gold listeners, that I soon hear from Jeopardy. And you guys are obviously going to be the first to know if I'm going to be on. So,
yes.
Wonderful.
That's how much I love Jeopardy. Yeah.
It's fantastic, John. Best of luck to you. We'll be cheering for you and hoping that you get on and winning lots and lots of money.
Absolutely.
I'm going to demand a watch party at Geodis Park, I believe.
I love that. I would love it. I'll be there. All right. Well, fantastic, guys. Those were some great favorite things. I hope every episode from here on out, we have to do at least 5 favorite things per episode.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
I'll take it. We say we do some hot takes. You guys feel like getting spicy?
Let's get spicy, boys.
All right. This is the Nashville Hot Chicken Takes.
My hot chicken take is that these owners got skills to shake, entertain the crowd and get on the field. 'Cause why the fuck not?
And I don't know who should go first. John, why don't you go first? Give us your hot take tonight.
I'll go for it. My hot take is that we will not and shall not lose another match at Geodis Park this season.
Yes.
Under no circumstances. Obviously, now finishing the highest that we can in the standings is going to be crucial to us in our MLS Cup chances because obviously the first round is a best of 3. The higher seed would host a game 3 if it goes to 3 games. Finishing the top 4 in the East would guarantee that if it goes to 3 games, we would host 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, no matter who you play against, it's a one-off game. The one that finishes higher in the regular season is the host. And it doesn't, even if it goes all the way to MLS Cup final. Let's make these games count, boys. Let's finish as high as we can because no one is taking charge in MLS this year. The opportunity is wide open.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think if we win the rest of our home games and even just get a tie in our road games, we're going to be looking really good at the end of it. So I think we're unbeatable at home. I think it's golden. We are winning at Geodis Park.
I like that. I agree with you. Let's just quickly look at what we got for the rest of the season. Like we said, with our 6 games left, plus we have an Open Cup match scheduled for September 16th. That will also be at Geodis. But let's just look. Next week, of course, we're playing Atlanta. That's a home game. If we win that, let's say that that's the case. Then we go on the road to face a very tough Cincinnati game. Let's say that that's a draw, as you said. Let's say we beat Philly in the Open Cup match. That would send us to the Open Cup finals. That'd be great. But then we have to go on the road and face Orlando, who we just played and we beat convincingly. Let's say that that's a draw as well. And then we finish out the season. Well, we've got a home game versus Houston. They have not been that great this season. We have to go on the road up to Montreal, which kind of sucks. We have to travel so far. But then we finish the season at home against Inter Miami.
That's the one. That's the one I'm pointing at. We're winning that game.
Hell
that's
yeah!
That's my hot take.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, I'm excited for that. I am excited. All right, well, that's a hot take, but I love it. I'm on board for it. Evan, can you get any spicier?
Oh, I don't know. My hot chicken take tonight is that I should banned from making hot chicken takes for the next 3 podcasts because, boy, I tell you what, guys. How far off was I last week? Oh, I was so bad. No, I don't know. What about this one? Here's one for you. Jack Maher, the milkman, is no better than the 3rd best center back on this team.
Yeah.
Walker looks like he is fully back. I don't know if we have any more international breaks this season. Let's hope we don't lose him in any way to injury or anything like that. He's back. Jason Palacios has been having a great season. He's contributing goals. I mean, those guys, I am very happy with those 2 guys as my starting center backs on this squad. And I hate it for Jack because I love Jack and he's played very well over the length of his career here, but he just does not seem to be a starting center back right now.
Yeah, he's had a decent season, but those other 2 guys just look like they're much more in command back there. What do you think, John?
I absolutely agree. I think Palacios and Zimmerman, if they're healthy, need to be our starting 2. Is Jack a disappointment? This would be a hot question because was he number 1 or number 2 pick overall? I can't remember. He was number 1 pick overall. I know he was our first ever draft pick, and this is now 6 years into his MLS career, and he's not a dominant MLS center back.
No.
He's probably a little bit better than average at most, but for him not to be, this should have been the year when he took over. Right. Because Zimmerman's been out so long this year. But instead, luckily, Palacios has been way better than we could have ever expected. And I don't think it's as much Jack being bad. It's just that he's not dominant like you might expect a number 1 overall draft pick to be.
Yeah. And Palacios been a revelation. I don't think any of us expected that signing to turn out as great as it has, for him to be such a critical part of the team as he has. And I'll just share one other tidbit. Do you know what the maiden name of Simon Bolivar's mother was?
Is it Jason?
It's Palacios.
Oh.
It's Palacios, so he might be a descendant.
He might be descendant
of Simon Bolivar.
Damn. That's something.
But anyway, yeah, so he has stood out really well. Had a goal contribution last night. He's just been an incredible, important part of our defense. And yeah, Jack, for all of his good skills and traits that he has, I do think you're right. I think he's kind of 3rd best back there. And I also now thinking about Zimmerman next year, his contract's up.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've kind of talked about we don't really want him to maybe be a designated player anymore, but I still want him on this team, guys. I don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
Right.
I just don't know how the roster rules are going to work in that regard. I can't think of too many designated players that stayed with the same team and did not continue to be designated players.
Right. Yeah. But then again, what are rules in the MLS?
They can always be washed away with the tide.
Yeah. No one else follows them. Why should we?
True.
Well, those are some good spicy takes. Appreciate it, guys. Let's wrap things up. Let's do the weekend preview. The boys in gold get to stick around Music City for one more week as they host the Atlanta United at Geodis Park on Saturday evening. It's been a tough season for Atlanta as they currently sit next to last in the Eastern Conference with just 4 wins, 12 losses, and 10 draws and a goal differential of -18. Even more daunting for Atlanta, they haven't won a road game all season. They've posted 8 losses and 5 draws away from home, and that's it. In fact, they haven't posted a regular season win at all since a 3-2 shootout versus Orlando way back on May 28th. Most of their firepower comes from designated player Emmanuel Latelath, who has 7 goals this season, and Russian midfielder Alexei Miranchuk, who has 6 goals and 4 assists. Those are their top scorers. Meanwhile, Nashville finally put right their form with a 5-1 drubbing for Orlando last night. So they retained 3rd place in the East with a record of 15 wins, 8 losses, and 5 ties, and a goal differential of +17. They have been almost unstoppable at home this season, as we mentioned. They have a record of 10 wins versus just 1 loss and 3 draws. Nashville is home to Golden Boot leader Sam Surridge, who sits at 20 goals scored on the season, and Hany Mukhtar has 14 goals and 11 assists of his own. By all accounts, Nashville will be heavily favored in this showdown, but that's no reason for the team to relax. With only 6 games left and a tight battle for the Supporters' Shield and the top of the East, every point matters. It will be imperative that the boys in gold remain focused and determined to capture victory. As we look ahead to the Atlanta game, guys, it's time to make some predictions. So let's dust off your crystal balls, y'all. Evan, it's time for some redemption for you.
Yes.
Let's see what your crystal ball has to say this week.
Yeah, let's just try to forget about my in fact, I actually upgraded my crystal ball today, guys. I went and sold one of my prized guitars, and I have used that money to now go and buy a top of the line crystal ball. I was just using one that I picked up at Walmart. This one I got at Target. And so
you got to have top of the line equipment.
It's made in Vietnam rather than made in China, right?
Yes. So as I gaze deeply into it, I do see redemption. I see something coming true that I predicted way back several months ago, which was that we were going to win yet another match this season by 5 goals. Guys, we're going to beat Atlanta 5-0 this week.
Woo!
I like it. That sounds great. And I have a lot of faith in you that you're going to pull through this time. John, what's your crystal ball saying?
I am gazing into my crystal ball and I see jorts. My ball is all jorts. This is going to be a 4-0 whitewashing of Atlanta.
Woo.
I'm calling
Strong.
it. We're 1 away from the 50 goal mark. We're going to hit that in the first 5 minutes. We're going to beat the shit out of Atlanta. This team sucks. This team is the worst team money can buy. They're basically what the Nashville Predators were to the NHL last year is what Atlanta United is this year. They spent so much money and have gotten the worst possible return on it. I don't know what they're doing down there, but it ain't working. And this is going to be just a beatdown. Hany with 2, Sam with 1, and the Mo Salah of the North, Jacob Shaffelburg, gets a goal.
Yes. Love it. Yeah. I mean, is there any possibility that we see this team score 60 goals this season? I know 50 was the objective, but they could hit 60. I mean, this kind of pace.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll just have to tune in and find out what happens or go to the game in person. That would be even better.
Way better. Way better.
All right. Well, listen, let's wrap up, guys. I'm getting close to the end of my beer. Before we go, John, let the people know how they can communicate with us. We want feedback. We need feedback. That's what we live on. So how do they provide that to us?
We are Electric Gold NSC on Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly Twitter. Leave any feedback, any hot takes, any hell yes, any hell no's, anything at all, anything you like about us, anything you don't like about us. I don't care one way or the other. We just want feedback. Get on there, follow us, like us, do all that stuff that the kids do. And I can't wait to hear from you. And I do have to say, I said yesterday that I was going to do some live John Text from the stadium. Guys, I was having way too much fun. I didn't want to bother that shit. So that's probably never gonna happen for a home game. That could only happen maybe if I miss it for some reason, but yeah, probably not. So yeah, that might be a road game only thing.
Yeah, fair enough. We understand. It's a crazy atmosphere there. I'm not even sure that if you tried that people could understand what you're saying anyway. There's so much noise.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. It's been a fun one once again. And thank you all for listening. In the meantime, make sure that you continue to cheer this team on. Things are feeling really good after last night. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's not forget that the crowd had a major part in that victory last night.
Wait, I forgot to even mention, did you guys see Oscar Pareja, the Orlando coach? Somebody caught his watch around the 29th minute was giving him the too loud environment
on his watch. There you
That's
go.
the power of Geodis Park, baby.
Absolutely. So keep up that support no matter what you do. Keep on coming out to the games. Keep tuning in. Keep listening to us. And of course, beyond everything else, keep on saying it. Come on, you boys in gold.
Come on, you boys in
Come
gold.
on, you boys in gold.
Cities, neon lights, talking dreams on Friday nights, electric vibes and stories told. Come on, you boys in gold. Waves of laughter in the air, podcast pals without a care, sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys in gold. Waves of laughter in the air, podcast pals without a care, sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys in gold.
Hang on now, time out. Atlanta is coming to town again. Perfect. Let's drop a whole bucket of lemon pepper disrespect on the hot Atlanta myth and turn the dirty South into dirty laundry. Atlanta is not a city. It's a traffic jam with a Coca-Cola sign. Every street's named Peachtree, and none of them take you where you want to go. It takes 40 minutes to drive 10 miles, and that's on a good day when it's not raining or collapsing. The city planning looks like someone spilled spaghetti on a map and just went with it. The Atlanta traffic teaches patience the way prison teaches meditation. And Atlanta calls itself the capital of the South, but it's just the capital of half-finished condos and broken promises. Every club in Atlanta is either too crowded, too expensive, or on fire from someone's mixtape launch gone wrong. You've got more strip clubs than you do libraries, and no one knows how to read a zoning law. The skyline looks great until you realize it's just a backdrop for another Tyler Perry movie. Atlanta is proof that you can have good music and a terrible everything else. Look, your sports are so sad. The Falcons have turned choking into a civic tradition. The Hawks' biggest highlight is being on the wrong end of LeBron's career mixtape. The Braves only win when everyone stops paying attention like a toddler in a corner. And Atlanta United, well, you guys peaked faster than your public transit system broke down. Everyone in Atlanta claims to be an entrepreneur, but the only business plan is selling sneakers out of their trunk. The dating scene is just liars lying to other liars about how busy they are. Half the city thinks that they're rappers, the other half think they're real estate moguls, and none of them can pay rent on time. Your nightlife ends with Waffle House fights because nothing screams class like hash browns at 3 a.m. with a black eye. Atlanta, you want to be Hollywood, but the only stars you're producing are on Bravo reality shows. Look, when you come to town this weekend, it's not going to go well for you. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Nashville is the real capital of the South, and we got something real special for you. It's going to go just like this.
Nashville is in the house. Atlanta, y'all better listen close. Go suck some peaches. Go suck some peaches. ACL can't reach us. Smash y'all quick like a record on vinyl feature. Go suck some peaches. Nashville gon' teach us. Beat y'all down, Music City in the bleachers. Go suck some peaches. ACL can't reach us. Smash y'all quick like a record on vinyl feature. Go suck some peaches. Nashville gon' teach us. Beat y'all down, Music City in the bleachers. Gold on my jersey, blue trim, I'm steady. We stomping in Jorts. Y'all soft like spaghetti. Atlanta United. Y'all divided, get confided. Come to our pitch, get humble, don't fight it. Your peach is too bruised, your flow's too sweet. We barbecue beats while we taking the heat. Georgia clay stuck, Tennessee shine slick. Y'all play slow jams, but we hitting too quick. Some peaches, y'all soft like leeches. We strum guitar, drop beats, give speeches. Some peaches, ACL can't reach us. Nashville, let's see, Music City gon' beat us. Some peaches, y'all soft like leeches. We strum guitar, drop beats, give speeches. Some peaches, ACL can't reach us. Nashville, let's see, Music City gon' beat ya. Cadillacs rolling down Broadway Street. We got banjos in the trunk and the bass on repeat. Yo, sky looking tired, our lights too bright. Yo, Falcons never fly, but our boys take flight. We the honky-tonk hero, the soccer maestros, laying down flows with the fiddles and banjos. ATL talk sweet, peaches dripping all wrong. We smash them like a chord in a country rap song. In SSC, we don't play, boys and go stomping y'all out all day. Peach State crying, Tennessee singing. Next weekend, watch the scoreboard
He was hailed as El let me say this right. He was hailed as El Libertador. Yet his
Libertador.
Thank you. He was hailed as El Libertador.